Hunt 'em Big with Steve Bartylla. Brought to you by
We're starting, if we can believe this, season 9 of Hunt 'em Big. And thank you. I never dreamt that this was going to turn into anywhere near as big of a deal as it ended up doing, and it's all because of you people. But what we really want to talk about in the first episode of Hunt 'em Big for this year is the importance of having a plan. If we have a plan, my heavens, so many things just fall into place. It's like Murphy's Law. If something can go wrong, it's going to go wrong. So we not only want to have a plan for this upcoming hunting season, we want to have a backup plan as well. And one of the most important aspects of all this, having fun. We simply want a plan for this season to have fun. So how can we accomplish that? Frankly, we accomplish it pretty darn easily. We sit down and we figure out what are the most important things for our happiness when it comes, our happiness and satisfaction when it comes to hunting. Sit down and have a truly honest conversation with yourself. What is it that I honestly enjoy most about hunting and all these types of activities? What is it that I enjoy the least? What is it that I just can't handle? And I know it sounds cheesy, but sit down and have an honest-to-God conversation with yourself. If you do that, you can go ahead and you can figure out what my target actually is. By the time and if you don't want to sit there and create an actual list, you don't have to. You can do it up in your head as well. But what it does is it gives us a chance to take a step back. Don't ask me how, but hunting has become so much, man, I got to make this person happy, I got to make that person happy, I got to make this other person happy, this person over here is saying I'm supposed to do this person over there is saying I'm supposed to. That's a heck of a lot of white noise that really shouldn't mean a darn thing to us. As my mom drilled in my head growing up, do you love them? Do you respect them? Are they mission critical in your life? If the answer to at least one of those questions is not yes, why are you giving them your permission to dictate how you feel? Same deal on this. And when it comes to hunting, this is supposed to be our passion. This is supposed to be ours, not theirs, as long as it's legal and ethical. You know what? Everybody else, they can eat cake. It's up to you to figure out what you want, what makes you happy. And you sit there and you create a list. You honestly go through, this is what I want out of my season. And by simply identifying that, removing the aspects that, for example, there are a whole bunch of people out there that are sick and tired of being told what the heck they need to shoot each year. Well, if you're one of them, perhaps you might not want to spend quite a bit as much time during season around these people who keep telling you what you need to do. Once you identify what it actually is that's sucking the fun out of a season, now we have an opportunity to eliminate that. Sure, everybody enjoys the time but maybe one of the things you enjoy the most is camaraderie. So perhaps you can bring in more hunting buddies. The whole point of it is if you honestly sit down and forget about what everybody else says and think, what is it that I want from my season? List it out, all of a sudden we've got a chance to accomplish it. And that's a pretty big deal.
Final thoughts, brought to you by Huntworth.
There are all sorts of entities, people, organizations that are pushing us in certain directions when it comes to hunting. They're telling us what it is we're supposed to shoot. They're telling us what we're supposed to pass. You know what? That's good. A whole bunch of it is good and great. It gives us all sorts of much more information than we had before, but ultimately this is your passion. It's not his, it's not hers, it's not this person's over here. This is your passion. You figure out what it is you enjoy most about these things. Accentuate the positives as much as possible, remove the negatives, make it yours, and remember, what everybody else in this world thinks, that's good and great, and consider it. But ultimately, this is your passion. It's up to you to figure out the sweet spot and what's fun for you and all this stuff.